Welcome to hell. Please don't touch shit.
I'm making sure you don't touch shit.
I didn't fucking touch anything. That was last week. You can't do it 2 weeks in a row.
Hello and welcome to the Jersey. Oh, you motherfucker! I knew you were gonna do it.
Sorry, I was just kidding. Go ahead. My bad. You can edit that out. Not weird.
I will. Hello and welcome to the Jersey Shore Musicians Podcast. I'm Matt. That's Fuckface.
Hey. I do have a name, fucker.
Oh, sorry, Jeff. And today we got STFU.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Hey, golf
Golf
club.
clap. How we doing?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But okay, probably in a better space than I was 2 minutes ago when you told me I looked fine in white light.
I mean, I can make it whiter if you want.
No,
That's more of the yellowed.
It'll have to do. It's more of. Okay, we'll be all right this one time.
All right.
All right. Cool. So the band name. Tell us about it.
STFU.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, it can mean a lot of different things.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, most people think it means shut the fuck up, and that's right on the money.
Oh, okay. Good. I was going to say, it's got to.
Sometimes when I'm feeling like really smart, I try to like make something up on the spot on stage and it never comes out correctly. So we're going to stick to shut the fuck up. But it came about like when we started like 10 years ago or so, we were trying to think of a band name and we're all sitting around on the couch and we're yelling stuff out. And then my mom is in the background like, how about this? How about that? And the singer at the time was like, how about shut the fuck up, Mom? And she was like, that sounds great. And it kind of just stuck from there. Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Super edgy.
Not everybody can say my mom named my band.
Yeah.
That's true.
It works.
Does work. I like the name, though. It's very cool. So, how long you guys been around for?
Since the dawn of time. Probably like 2012.
The dawn of time is 2012.
In my head, sometimes.
In a way, it's when we broke off from the previous timeline.
Yeah, so this is...
Variant.
That's the dawn of time. I'm fucking ancient.
I know, right? I'm like, shit, I'm going to be in the grave soon.
Yeah, it's like we were together for a few years, broke off, and then restarted back in, I want to say like the end of 2019, beginning of 2020.
Okay.
I think. And then, yeah, we've been going pretty heavy since then, like the past few years.
Okay. How many piece band is it?
4.
Okay. Talk about the 2 that aren't here. This way you can like really make fun of them if you want to.
So they're both a bunch of fucking losers. So Kyle, our drummer, likes to kill spiders in his garage, and then it's pretty upsetting. In the middle of practice, he will stop in the middle of the song just to kill a spider. And then Harry Parks, there's another Harry.
Okay.
So other Harry Parks also plays guitar, and he's pretty awesome. They're both pretty awesome. I love them both. But yeah, we shame Kyle for killing rogue spiders in the garage. I mean, like, live and let live. That's my thing.
You can introduce yourselves, too, because you haven't really introduced yourselves yet.
Oh, yeah. I am also Harry. And I play guitar and sing.
And I'm Cleo, and I play bass and scream a lot.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
It's fun.
Get a little rage out.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I guess you could kill a spider or something too. That'll rage.
Yeah.
That's definitely
That's
a rage
what I'm
thing.
raging against.
Rage against the spiders.
Yes.
There's your band name.
Rage against the spiders.
Yeah, just in case.
You might get sued still.
In case you have to switch it up.
At least you gotta call an album that Rage Against the
Yeah.
Spiders.
Yeah.
Either that or like maybe not even raging against the spiders. We're raging against Kyle. So rage against the Kyle.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Raging against Kyle's Rage Against the Spiders.
Yes. Yes. Even better.
Raging Against Monster and Holes in Sheetrock.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you guys play out like a lot, or is there like where's like home base? You seem spread out.
Very spread out.
Very spread out.
Yeah. He lives like 10 minutes from here, give or take.
Yeah, I live right in Beechwood. I'm in Ocean County.
Yeah. I'm all the way up in Garfield. So
Whoa.
this was
That's a haul.
This was a hike.
Yeah.
I had to get my my tire changed too before this, so that's why I came in a little bit late. But
Shit happens.
And the other 2?
Kyle is in Monmouth County. He lives in Eatontown now, and then Harry Parks lives down in Burlington County.
Every time you say
Yeah,
that.
You guys are all over the fucking place.
We
You almost cover the whole fucking state.
really are. And then we also have another drummer too. When Kyle, the Spider Killer, can't make it regularly,
Okay.
we also have Nicole, and he lives out in where's Nicole live? Kearney?
No, that's where he used to live, I think.
Oh, Ewing. He lives
yeah.
in Ewing now.
Jesus.
Yeah. So
Man,
You really are spread out.
yeah,
All right, so where do you guys mostly play then?
all over the place.
Okay, so like is it up north mostly? Is it down south?
We've played up in Teaneck a few times. I
Okay.
think we're playing in Clifton at some point soon.
Okay.
We were gonna play in Montclair, but that fell through. I don't even remember when that was. We've played in Flemington once now.
Yeah, we played at Flemington DIY back in August. That was
Yeah.
cool.
Okay.
Pino's in Highland Park.
Yeah, Forked River a lot.
Yeah.
That's my
I
town.
was gonna say we're in
Yeah.
Forked River.
Yeah,
my town.
there's this dude Dan Green throws house shows at the Oasis, and it's a cool spot. He's got a cool setup. A ton of locals roll through there. I know Poor Man, New Jersey, Stomp Out. They do shows there too. So we just played there a couple weekends ago.
I know I saw pictures of you putting that precious guitar in the fire. And it hurt my soul.
What's the funniest part about that is I literally fixed that guitar because the neck was already broken just so I can re-break it and light it on fire again.
Okay. Well,
So
that's kind of thinking ahead.
it is. Yeah, I didn't want it to go to waste. I wanted to at least get one more.
Let it die
Get
first.
one more show out of the
Yeah, and then let it go out in a blaze of glory.
Literally.
Oh man. So all right. So you guys are spread all over. You play all over.
Mm-hmm.
What's next?
I don't know. I think you should try one of the sound effects.
How's that one? Is that okay?
I like that one.
Stop it. Too long.
Just let it go. What's next? Where you don't want to just stay in Jersey, you don't?
So we did play a show out in Allentown, PA at Planet
Okay.
Trog with Keep Flying over the summer. And it was like 2 hours from us. It was a really awesome show. We had a lot of fun. The venue is super awesome. It's like an old laser tag arena, arcade style. It's like one of the coolest places I've ever been.
It was kind of like stepping into Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah,
Honestly,
literally.
going into the back room.
It was a little freaky. I thought I was gonna get murdered in the back. But we had a really good time, and we do have another show coming up that we haven't even officially announced yet, and that is January 21st at Dingbats, and we're playing with the Bunny the Bear, and Disaster Piece, and a new metal band called Husk.
You're playing for Michelle.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love
Yes.
Michelle. We
Yeah,
grew
she's
up together.
awesome.
I've known her a long time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so have I. I've known her since she was booking at Champs.
Yeah.
So she's definitely good people, and
We've known each other since elementary school.
oh wow,
Yeah.
she lives around here too, I think.
Yeah, she grew up in Forked River.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's good people. It's gonna be personally, I'm looking forward to it. The Bunny the Bear is probably in my top 10 favorite bands. So
Okay. Oh, that's cool when you get
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah, Dingbats is a cool club too. They got a good sound system.
yeah,
Cool little vibe up there.
yeah,
It's just far from here.
it is. And that's the thing. The most local show we've played in the last year was probably that Forked River show.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
Either
everything.
that or in your backyard.
Yeah,
I
we
guess
played-
It wasn't totally a real show. It
Yeah,
was
we
kinda-
just kind of had a barbecue
Yeah.
and played some music, and that was
Nice.
fun. But yeah, everything has been at least an hour drive. So
Well, that's not a bad thing because we talk about it on here all the time. The scene, especially in Ocean County, is
yeah,
dead.
non-existent.
It's
pretty
dead,
much.
and it's so pigeonholed in certain places. There's not much of a scene around here anymore. So
All right. So how many releases do you guys have?
We've got the 3-song EP or demo or whatever the hell you want to call it. And then we've got 2 singles out.
Okay.
Then we got another single that we're hopefully putting out this week or next week.
Okay.
I just got to finish mixing and mastering that.
Okay.
It's hard to find time when you work all the time.
True. This is
preaching
true.
to the choir,
Yeah.
preaching to the choir.
So how do you guys approach your recording? So do you feel it's better to do single at a time versus an EP or an LP?
Because we've noticed the trend that the album is dead.
Yeah.
So I
It's
don't
it's
know.
more of put out a single every couple weeks or one a month for a couple months, and then put them together as an album after they're all released.
Yeah, to me, it's kind of like putting out an album is for yourself, and putting out a single is for the audience. Obviously not like that's not like a fixed a set rule or whatever, but to me, that's kind of how I look at it. We want to have stuff out there so we can get shows, so we can get new listeners and an audience, and it's I don't know.
Yeah, it's in this day and age, I feel like everyone's attention span is so short. Like unless like
Preaching to the choir. Preaching to the choir.
What's going on?
It's getting shorter and shorter.
yeah, unless you're like a well-known band, dropping like a whole album would be advantageous. But like a local or like upcoming bands, like a single here and there, I feel like is the way to go. Like when we dropped the demo, it's just to put some music out, and then the last 2 releases we just spent some time on. Like we did Beggars Can't Be Choosers, which was the first song we ever wrote, and like that. So the 2 ways that we've recorded so far, the first way with Beggars Can't Be Choosers, it was all programmed drums. Nicole programmed the drums. Me and Cleo went up, laid down the guitars, did the vocals. The other way we did with Matt Edwards from Daredevil Pilots, we went over there, laid down some scratch tracks, had Kyle go over, lay down the drums, and then built it from there. So both, I don't know. I feel like, me personally, the programming the stuff and getting it knocked out is the easiest, cleanest way to make it sound. If you have the time and the resources to record live drums, by all means, go for it. I don't know. Everybody has their own preference. Mm-hmm. But the next release we were talking about, like you were saying, like it's for us. Like personally, I would rather I want to release like a group of songs that, kind of sound the same, have the same vibe. So that's why I was leaning more towards releasing it as a full EP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we said with the whole singles trend nowadays, it's you almost have to build your album different ways now, because you don't have, like back in the day, you would build up to your best songs in the middle of the album. Now your best songs have to be right up front, because you have 6 to 10 seconds to hook someone.
Yeah.
And if you don't hook them in 6 to 10 seconds, they're on to the next.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of, like, in the age of social media, like, you're putting out 5-10 second clips to catch the audience's eye, and it's as easy as swiping up to the next.
Like I say, you have 6 seconds, and there's just a glutton of content.
Yeah.
So there's always something else right behind it,
For sure.
It's hard to cut through the noise.
Yeah. And there's like, I don't even want to say there's like an overflow of local music right now, because like there really isn't. Like a lot of bands like come and go.
Well, that's why I say content, because there's not an overflow of music, but there's an overflow of content.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Because if not, you're going to have some cheesy little song that was made by AI just sitting behind someone talking or doing something stupid, or which is going to grab someone's attention more than just a song.
Yeah.
Well, you're fucked. I'm retired. I don't care.
Don't quit your day jobs.
Keep washing those dishes, boys.
I said I don't know anybody that got into music for making money. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
But you didn't make money though.
I made a little. I made money.
You got in it for the fun.
Oh yeah, definitely the fun. Definitely the fun.
Because it was a different time back in the 90s.
So much fun. Yeah, that's how I don't get how you guys do it. Like, there's no reward.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nothing. There's no reward.
Sometimes you might get paid like $10.
That's not a reward.
But it used to
Get
be
a
like
burger or something.
sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and you fucking party. That was the reward.
I mean, it still can totally be that. I have
yet
I'm
to see a
married,
band come
I don't
in here
do
and say-
drugs anymore, and I'm okay with just the rock and roll.
Dude, we won't tell anybody. Don't worry. You can tell us the truth.
Maybe a little bit of drugs here and there.
It's just us four and everybody on YouTube.
Just don't
Do drugs. Drugs are bad. But yeah, I mean, I have a ton of fun doing it. Like, I think like we pull some pretty decent crowds. I think we've developed a pretty loyal fan base for them to drive an hour and a half or 2 hours away.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty impressive. To drive an hour.
Yeah.
Fuck, I am 45 minutes. I think that's pretty impressive.
For sure.
Maybe even a half hour.
Yeah. Yeah. And I got like friends that like will actually take the ride with me for
Oh,
like
okay.
2 hours to like Allentown and actually want to see my band. They're
Oh,
not
that's
just,
cool.
They're not just going because like, oh, you're our friend, so we'll make sure you don't die on the way there. You know, it's you know,
And that's a rarity these days. 'Cause
absolutely.
We say it, people don't love music anymore.
Yeah.
Like when we were growing up, people would go out and they'd go see a show. And you get to the show and you'd stick around and see every band.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's more of you go to the one band that your friend coerced you to come see, and then you skate out the door before the next band is even done setting up.
Yeah.
So it's different.
It definitely is. I mean, it's hit or miss. There's definitely like some clicky scenes, and there's always going to be fans that come and see you and then take off after the set. But the people that are really in it normally hang around, like they really do. And like putting on a show definitely helps getting people to want to come and see you. Like people know they're going to come and see us. And, like, I'm probably going to be half naked, and Cleo's going to be running around like a maniac, screaming her head off. Like, they're coming.
Lighting guitars on
fire, bubble machines, streamers.
Oh, nice.
Like, crazy outfits. Like, we like to have a good time. And, like, I remember, like, going to that first local show at a VFW and, like, just seeing the band go nuts and people throwing their guitars around and mosh pits. And I'm like, wow, this is what I've been missing. Like, so that's really what gets me amped up to go see a band. Like, I want to see a performance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, if you're just going to stand there and I'm going to hear your album, I mean, I can do that at home, as pompous as that may sound.
But the younger generations today, they don't give a shit about that. They could see everything they want right in the palm of their hand on their phone.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Because, like, I travel all the time. I take my son with me. And, like, we go to these big, beautiful places. Like, we were up in Vermont, like, a couple months ago, and he's hanging back on his phone, scrolling on TikTok.
Yeah. They just don't. It doesn't do anything for them.
Yeah.
My kids are the same way.
But neither does bands, though. Doesn't do anything for them.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. But it's that whole generation. Like, it's just.
That's why we have AI.
Yeah. Virtual concerts.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Virtual mosh pits.
You fell victim to that during COVID. You sat there and watched all these old school concerts on YouTube.
Yeah, because they were all releasing them because nobody else had anything to do.
It's true. It's true.
Fuck.
I mean, we didn't have anything to do, and that's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
People were like finding like VHS tapes in their grandma's camcorders in the basement. Yeah, 50% of these are going to be really bad pornos, and 50% of these are going to be footage from shows from 1990.
And there's one in there where I'm banging Motley Crue.
Surprise.
Right?
Bingo.
Right?
So that's what you got to get. You got some more of those things. Get some like the Christmas vacation shit in here. Like bingo.
Like, tell me what you want. I can put it in there.
Well, I tell you every week.
You think I remember by the time I get home?
No, but it's fucking edit or it's on footage.
No, that's true.
Get your fucking notes out. Don't be like me where I just listen to it and be like, yeah, that needs a little this needs
No,
a
I
little
gotta
this.
watch the
Yeah,
whole,
fuck it, we're
I gotta
good.
watch the whole thing in depth and edit it and switch camera angles,
No. It's
sync
awesome.
audio. You got the easy job, pal.
Yes. You chose it.
No, I know.
Blame me.
A glutton for punishment. What could I say?
I guess so. You need more shit to do. You keep coming up with ideas. I gotta keep drowning you.
I got this new idea where I want to do a music festival. Like an
Okay.
all day thing, like 20 or 30 bands,
No.
2 stages,
No.
all outside.
It's a trap.
It is, but it's gonna be fucking great.
No.
It'll be all the bands and their girlfriends.
Yeah.
The festivals never end well. I feel like, I just recently watched like a Woodstock documentary.
Oh, we're
from-
caught on fire?
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking that. That
Fred
popped
Durst
into my
incited
head.
a riot.
That popped into my head. Be like, oh, yeah, that'd be so cool if like we had the festival down at wherever the fuck
You
that
know how
place is
popular
called.
we would get if that actually
We
happened?
fucking burn that place
We'd
down.
blow the fuck up. I'm okay with that.
Don't get these fucking guys.
We just gotta find a way. To
One's
make sure,
like, yeah, wouldn't it be cool if we just burnt the place?
we just gotta find a way to make sure we have actual no liability in any of that.
It's like a 4-day festival and
Just
everything's
leave.
fucked by the end of the first day.
No, I just want to do like a 1 day thing at some like a public park and just
So anyway, you were talking about having like these little clicky areas and stuff like that. But you ever notice in these clicky areas how they're like these big fish in a very fucking small pond that will never fucking leave because they will die?
I feel like that's all of Jersey, though.
I mean, I'm all for the music business, but when it corrupts itself and corrodes itself,
Yeah.
just start over.
Yeah.
Just crash, burn down, start over.
I've even noticed it in South Jersey at some venues. Like, the local bars and the local venues have this deranged idea that cover bands sell. And they do to a point, but like
That's why, like, I asked you, and I pretty much try to ask everybody. It's like, all right, that's cool. You played in New Jersey. What's next?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you gotta.
Yeah,
This isn't
definitely
gonna
trying to get
help.
out of here.
Yeah, it's not gonna help here.
Yeah,
It's not.
yeah. Hopefully, maybe we'll get. I don't know. Hopefully, by like next year, I would like to like play at least in like I don't know one new state, Long Island or something.
We're
or-
playing that festival in the summer in PA.
Yeah, we are. I forgot about
Shoot for
that.
Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a cool
Pittsburgh?
place to play. Yeah.
Okay.
It is like some western PA area. I forget the
Yeah.
name of the town. It's a weird name. Catasquale or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
There's a lot of weird names. Pennsylvania.
Places.
Scott Run.
Yeah.
Every time I drive by the sign, I think it says scrotum. Intercourse, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Perfect.
Oh my god! All right, so let's talk about what do you guys have coming out next? What's in the pipe?
Leo?
You're doing singles, so
Yeah, yes.
it's we can't talk about a record. It's like
Yeah.
we can talk about what's next. How did you guys do it?
Okay.
You know, is it all like processed up? Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right now we're working on a single. Like I said earlier, I have to finish mixing and mastering it. But it's like 80% of the way there. No,
Okay.
maybe like 70% of the way
Okay.
there. And yeah, I'm just working on mixing that. Hopefully we can get that out, like I said, this weekend, next weekend. I have a friend who I work with. She's going to help us with like a music video. We're going to send her
nice.
a bunch of clips of the chaos of us throwing shit and burning stuff and whatever. it
Burning
might be.
guitars.
Yeah, stuff like that. And Harry throwing his guitar up inside a church and catching it.
Not
Or
catching
not catching
Oh,
it.
yes,
Oh, I was gonna
correction, not catching it. Not catching it. And it
We'll call it
breaks
trying to catch it.
Indeed. Generously.
So where did that idea come from?
I guess just influences. Like I love, believe it or not, I know we like play like some less rowdy style of metal. I don't even know what to call it, pop punk or whatever it is. I really like mathcore bands. I love the Chariot, Nora Machine, the Number 12 Looks Like You, and like their stage performance is just absolutely bananas. They're throwing their guitars around, doing guitar swings, jumping into the crowd. So like I want to put on a show. I want to have fun with it. Like if I get hurt or if I break something, it's all part of the show, right? So it's kind of where it came from.
It's all part of the show.
Yeah. It's
all
Broke
part
my
of the show.
fucking arm.
I smashed a bass at Starland. I mean, you got to put a show. But I bought it at a pawn shop the night before for $20.
Oh, well, there you go.
Switched it out on the last, like the break on the last half of the last song, and put it on and just fucking smashed the shit
How
out of
happy
it.
were they with you?
Oh, they hated me. The guy's like, "Don't ever do that again," because the whole fucking sound system popped, and
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Oh jeez.
it was live, and I just bam, and you just heard throughout the whole system. Yeah, he wasn't happy. But yeah, I still have that guitar in pieces.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah, man.
Yeah, so definitely play the fuck out of here. Okay, so how do you guys go about the recording process for this new tune that's coming out?
Yeah. For this one's actually unique in that we tracked it all live, at least instrumentally.
That's not unique. Go ahead.
Well, unique for us.
We'll say traditional.
Traditional. You're right. Yeah.
So this one actually, it's not like we went to a studio and we're like, we're gonna track this live. We were actually rehearsing with Nicole for the Keep Flying show we played in August, and he sent us the recordings after so we could listen to our rehearsal, and the live take was like, we were like, wow, this sounds amazing.
Okay.
Like we should, mix this down and release it. So it was kind of like an accident. It sounds like really, really awesome. There's some cool little things we did in there that we hadn't done before that we started adding to the song. Yeah. So like personally, I'm really looking forward to it. It sounds heavy as hell, and there's some really cool stuff in there that we continue to start doing and making a part of the song.
Yeah.
Okay. See,
also our
traditional isn't
heaviest.
so bad.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Well, that's the point of being in the band too. Is every time you make a song and every time you do a new thing, you should be trying to push yourself to evolve a little further and do something a little different. And Except if you're this guy.
No, what's your excuse then?
My excuse is I write stoner metal, and it's just slow, chunky grooves. There is no change in that.
Well, you're supposed to progress.
So yeah, we got that one, and then we
Wait,
have.
wait, hold on.
Oh, my bad.
He just cut us off.
Oh no! Do I get a mean sound effect thrown at
No,
me?
you don't. You're not mean.
My name is Jeff.
Wow, really?
What?
Douche. All right, so go ahead. As you were saying.
Did you just mute my mic?
Nope, not yours.
He muted me.
So you were saying.
Oh,
It was
what
obviously
I
important if you cut us off, so go for
saying?
it.
My bad. Wow.
We're just fucking with you.
little hostility. I don't even remember what I was saying now. Oh, the other single that
Oh,
we
fuck, so it wasn't even worth it.
got. Now you just cut me off.
I know, but I'm good at it. Go ahead.
So the other single we're cooking up, we actually did record the traditional way, like track drums, track guitars. So all we have left to do on that one is vocals, which we're trying to. It's probably not going to be done before the year ends with the holidays and everything, but that should definitely be done early next year. And now we're gonna be recording one of the newest songs we just wrote, and probably one of our older songs too. And those are the songs we're talking about releasing, possibly as an EP. But is it a waste? Are we going to lose everybody in the first 6 seconds?
Yeah, but I mean, you could do it as an EP, or if you want to get them out quickly, just do one every 2 weeks and just push each one hard for 2 weeks.
Yeah, you could do that. We got to release the best one though. Like you got to get them,
Yeah.
like really hook them in first, and then pepper
Maybe
the
it's
rest
worth
of 'em in there.
recording an EP's worth and then picking the best,
Absolutely.
put that one out,
Yeah.
and then, and
So
then
it's
here's
weird.
the collection.
It's weird too because I was on a podcast not too long ago, and they posed a question to me that it got me thinking. Like, if Dark Side of the Moon came out today, would it be successful?
No. Not at all.
Absolutely not.
I don't think so. Yeah.
You know, though,
No one would sit there long
Nobody
enough to
would
listen
care
to it and
today.
give it a chance.
sure, but there is like a pretty good online community of like music nerds that actually.
Yeah, but would it be?
do
Would
give a
Dark
shit.
Side of the Moon be what it is now?
Probably not, because music wouldn't be what it is now. Without that record, it would be
Oh, yeah,
something
100%.
different that would also be really good and really cool. Like now, there's a lot of really cool hip hop albums and stuff coming out, and a lot of good pop records. Honestly, like I'm not ashamed to say that I listen to a lot of pop, and
See, I think hip hop died after the '90s.
that's definitely not true.
It's a generational thing, I guess.
I guess it is a generational thing, but truly, like I believe. I mean, one of my favorite albums of all time is a hip hop album that came out in the last like 7 years, 2016. Danny Brown's Atrocity Exhibition is like a masterpiece front to back. That's just one example. And then even now, when Kendrick puts out an album, everyone's listening to that shit. I'm not saying that it's like that for everyone. It's not going to happen like that for like a fucking local band, because especially with like oversaturated styles of music that have been big for so long, like rock has had its day because it's like that shit's been big for so long.
Well, rock is
And-
definitely at a rock bottom at the
Yeah,
moment. Yeah,
and I wouldn't even say, like, I don't know, like, not that it's like dead. Like, there's bands pushing new, unique ideas. A lot of post-punk bands coming out of like the UK, like Viagra Boys and shit like that. And there's always a lot of stuff being done. Like, whenever I guess because I'm a little baby, I get a little bit like defensive when I hear people say like, oh, there's no good music out nowadays. It's like, no, there's a lot of good fucking music. You just got to give a shit.
well, but I think
so,
the
again,
problem
it's-
is there's also a lot of shitty
Exactly.
music.
There is a
and
lot
a lot
of
of
shitty
people
music.
get sick of it, and they don't sift through it long enough to get to the good
But
stuff.
there's always been a lot of shitty music.
Yeah, but
Ramones was big, and they shouldn't have been.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but in today's day and age, it's being able to make music. All you need is a laptop,
Yeah.
and a USB interface. So there's so much more accessibility to make and put out music, and with like DistroKid and all that kind of stuff, you can just release it yourself. You don't need a label. You don't need anything. So there's just so much more of it today than there ever was.
Yeah.
There definitely is,
Absolutely.
and like Cleo was saying, there's definitely a lot of. So I really enjoy like this lo-fi era of hip hop rap that's going on, like, and some of these lo-fi artists, like there's this dude Pao Fu. He's like a high schooler and releasing music off his laptop, and he's definitely released some of the cooler hip hop lo-fi stuff that I've listened to in quite a while. My friend Justin, who is Disaster Piece, like he's really incorporated some super interesting styles. Like you can hear like some A Tribe Called Quest mixed with like Deftones, like some really strange styles mixing together. So, I mean, it's out there. You definitely just have to look for it a little harder because there is so much shit going
so
around.
much to sift through.
Yeah.
There's just more to sift through. And honestly, yeah, like more quantity, maybe it could be seen as a bad thing. But honestly, like I think personally, having everything more accessible to everyone is objectively a good thing, personally. I really do believe that. Just like, you know, the internet is... Well, the internet's what it is. It's a cesspool.
Internet is the devil.
Yes, yes, but it's also incredibly like it's an important tool that absolutely has a lot of benefits.
Oh yeah,
For
100%.
sure.
But this is like, you know, the only time really that, you know, you're fighting against everybody has access to every single song ever made in the palm of their hands at any time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yo, honestly, like I really don't go like fishing for new bands that much on the internet. Like maybe if I'm like on Spotify and something will show up, like they'll like make a playlist curated to your taste. But like a lot of these newer bands that I discover, somebody will like show me at a show, or like the show in Forked River, Lucci. Yo, that was like one of the coolest acts that I've seen in a while. It's like this hip hop noise thing that he did. Like it was really strange, really cool, and really awesome. Like it was like something I hadn't heard before. So like I really like, at least for me, getting out into the scene and seeing live bands and talking to other musicians is really how I find stuff out, at least.
Yeah. It's either find stuff out or be jaded about it, and you know,
We're old and jaded and we don't hide it. We do not
fair
hide
enough.
it. We don't hide it.
Fair enough.
Well, you gotta remember.
I'm just trying.
Well,
not
how
to
old
be
are you
jaded.
guys?
I'm 34.
I'm 24.
34.
Holy
You're a
shit.
fucking baby.
Yeah, I am a baby. That's why I said that. Like I'm a baby. Like I'm also a crybaby, but I'm a baby because I'm young, and you know, I still really give a shit. I think like I've always cared so much about music. It's like been the one like fixation I've had for most of my life, because you know, I was a weird kid. I liked music, and that's it.
Okay.
More or less. I hated
You're
sports. I
young.
was
You
really
still got the
fucking
juice, you
bad
know.
at
Like
them.
we're both in our 40s. We're on the tail end here.
Yeah.
Our age gap could drink.
It's true.
Yeah.
That don't make you fucking feel old
All
right there.
right. Jesus Christ. It's just, it really is a different time.
Yeah,
so from
absolutely.
when I was 24, oh
Yeah.
my God, was it so much fun.
Yeah.
And now it's just like,
I think it's, you know, whatever era you grow up in, that's the era that you're going to have nostalgia for. Kids now are going to have nostalgia for now, and they're going to, you know, and you guys are going to have nostalgia for like 40 years ago or 20 years ago,
20
rather,
years,
in your
40 years
case.
ago.
You know, when you were 5.
Yeah,
when
when
you were
I was 5, I was
5.
probably listening to like Air Supply from my mom, you know, like,
My mom was big on Peter, Paul, and Mary.
oh God.
I was listening to the Wiggles at 5.
I was about to say, what
That
the
right
fuck
there.
is the Wiggles? Is that like Teletubbies? What the fuck is that?
Like Teletubbies on crack.
Teletubbies for Australians.
What's crazy too, like music has done so
Sucks.
much.
Anyway, yeah.
In the, in the last like 20 years or so, like when, like think about it, like up until the early 2000s, what was there really? Like just golden oldies, rock, punk, and now like all these little.
Well, you had the grunge era.
Well, yeah. So you know, this is what I'm trying to say. Like,
bird-
You
like
had
the
places
real,
to
like-
play. You actually made money, and it was worth it being a musician compared to. Go ahead now.
so now the 2000s hit.
Listening to lo-fi on your phone. Go ahead.
So, you know, there was deathcore and then metalcore and like then all these other little subgenres that are starting branching out.
That's fucking
Now here
dumb.
we are in 2020, the end of 2023. I'm almost certain every single note and every single genre had to have been invented at this point.
Oh yeah, I mean, you only have
every
eight.
every single combination of every single note has been played
Yeah,
in
it has to.
course.
some
Has to.
form or another.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So
But
like
it's never going to get stale as like more ways of doing it keep coming. Humans have been making music for as long as there's been
Oh yeah,
civilization.
but it's everything's been done.
And everything's
to
been
it,
done, and especially like obviously now, like you said, like there's access to all of it.
Yeah.
You know, to all that information. You know, whether you're getting all that, fuck knows, fuck cares. But like,
I like how I threw in solid gold oldies as a genre.
Yeah, I know. Like, what the
Well, see,
fuck?
well, that's
Why?
why-
Because I said Air Supply before, didn't I?
I know what you mean though, because it's like when you would like
the doo-wop
go on-
era.
Yeah, like you would go on like the
Oh my
TV
God, that's
and
like-
like the fucking music choice channels.
See,
like
that's
when
the
I was
one thing
growing up.
I'm against, like the infinite subgenres. Like
Yeah.
you have like 6 basic brands
Yeah.
of music,
yeah.
and that's it.
But it
they
is
all
also-
fall into one of those like 5
Yeah.
or 6. You don't need like 387 versions of metal genres.
Yeah.
You just don't
You
need
absolutely-
Technical
don't.
death cyber
Yeah.
metal grind.
Your
Yeah.
hamster metal, you know, like shit, you don't need it.
Hamster metal. What the fuck is that?
It's probably a thing.
Okay.
If it's not, it's gonna be one now.
I have a really good question because this was brought up to us a couple times.
Yeah.
When you open up Google and search your band name, what comes up?
Porn, a ton of porn.
Yeah.
So, okay.
When
so,
you type in STFUNJ, we come up first.
Okay. So, and here's my thing. I'm going to tell you 2 things with
Yeah.
that. Isn't it fucked up though? You have to like watch the way you name your things because of Google and it being lost in the sauce. And 2, please take New Jersey off the end of your fucking name because you're bigger than that. Don't be pigeonholed into one
Fair
fucking
enough.
state.
Yeah. Fair enough, actually.
I say that to fucking everybody.
If anything, make
now.
it like STFU band.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or music, or whatever,
Yeah,
anything
because
but a state.
We've
Because
had
it's
it
just
come
like,
up a
oh
couple
yeah,
times where like, if you're starting a new band right now, like you legitimately have to consider what an internet search is going to
Yeah.
result with when you plan your band name.
Yeah. Well, that's why we put the NJ at the end of it when uploading music, because there's obviously there's other bands called SDFU. It's not the most original, band name out
regardless.
there.
But you know what? There's a band called Dentist.
Yeah.
Like that's type that in Google. What do you think's gonna come up?
Probably every local dentist in a
Yeah,
50-mile
and I don't
radius.
even,
we have-
even if you put New Jersey, it's still gonna come up with every fucking dentist in fucking New Jersey.
We had a band that had to change their name because they were originally Roulette. But when you search Roulette, what the fuck do you think comes up? Atlantic City, online gambling. You're like they're
Yeah, online gambling's
They're on
huge.
page like 587.
So yeah, like find something else other than New Jersey. Stop pigeonholing yourselves
Yeah.
into that because that's stupid. You got to get the fuck out of here and like make a name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good point. Very good
Phil-
point.
Philly's got a good
Yeah.
scene. New York's got a scene. And I would say it's much better than anything around here.
Fuck,
right now.
what's that? Is it North Carolina?
North Carolina's got a really big
yeah.
rock and metal scene.
What's that giant state that you hate again?
Oh, the
I don't hate it.
Tejas?
Oh, I don't hate a state.
I ain't going to Texas.
Go play South by. There you go. Go play South by.
STFU.
I'm
Yeah.
huge there.
Go on a trip. Go play South by. It's 2 weeks long.
Yeah.
We could.
And every fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry has a fucking, like, they'll give you a 3x3 space in their coffee shop. You could set up
Or
and
a
play.
parking lot in fucking
Yeah.
7-Eleven.
They'd be playing in a pizzeria.
Hey, get pizza.
Yeah.
I would actually do that because it's probably worth you make more money by eating pizza.
And Texas does have good food. They do.
Oh, that train's in Texas. Oh, they got barbecue,
Yeah.
right?
do.
Barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barbecue.
There you go. Get some fucking barbecue. No, but just do it to do it.
Yeah.
Get out there. Always have product. Like, what else do you guys at your shows would you sell?
We have t-shirts, hats. Actually, you know what? I totally forgot I brought this stuff. So here, I got some stuff for you guys. So here's some stickers,
Oh,
and here's a couple pairs of sunglasses.
Look at these guys. They come prepared.
sunglasses. That's different.
Yeah. And then here's some guitar picks too.
It's a flamingo with titties.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Oh wow. I didn't. Sure. I like this. Things will never get better. I like that.
It's different. It's different. It's,
Oh,
it's
picks.
unique.
You gotta get thick ones, dude. I can't use these.
That's what I'm saying.
I thought you liked the thick ones.
Even the thick ones, like,
Damn.
still get real pulled out quick. They're not thick enough for me.
She's just teeing that one up like, here, hit the softball, hit the softball.
Yeah.
Got stickers for them, too.
Oh wow. Now we're training. You just fucked that all up.
Those poor headphones.
So yeah, we got the sunglasses, stickers,
Sunglasses is a great idea.
Yeah.
Like that's really cool. Like
The-
that's a thing where people are like that's pretty fucking cool.
and like they're cheap to get made, and like they're easy. Like if you're buying a shirt,
Just throw 'em the
normally
fuck out, yeah.
I'm just hooking you up with a pan.
So how do you guys feel? Like I feel like there's like a big new like sticker wave coming through. Like kids want like stickers.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So like that's like a fucking cool. This is so simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you not do this?
Easy.
And I love how you use the fucking QR code.
Yeah, the QR code is great. And
And where's
Stickers
it
have
bringing
always
it to
been a
you?
thing.
yeah, Cleo
Where's the-
set it up so it goes to the link tree,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
Linktree has like all of
Where
the
everything is and
Yeah.
all
stuff.
the
See, that's so
socials. These are
smart.
awesome.
We do gotta update it. I must confess.
Oh, that's all right. At least you you put thought into it, where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, A, it's a kick-ass sticker because flamingos rock, and this one's got a rack, and
I like the sunglasses.
almost
That's very
went with, like,
different. It's
an
unique.
aged
It
one.
kind of sticks
Oh,
out
was
a little
that
bit.
an aged one?
An aged flamingo.
Oh yeah. So here you go.
So yeah, Jarrett Bryant from the Golden Grin Designs did those for us. I actually think he may have a different art name, go by a different pen name now. And the sunglasses, so like I'm super impulsive. Like if I'm scrolling on social media and an ad pops up for like a
Ooh, I
deal,
can buy that.
I'm fucking clicking on it. So like the sunglasses popped up and it was like, X amount for X amount. And I'm like, wow, I can't pass up a sale like that.
I'd be an idiot to give that one up.
Yeah. Next thing you know, we got sunglasses.
So why did you come up with things will never get better?
So it's actually
I mean, it's not wrong.
I know, I fucking love it.
it's a line from one of our songs, Suicide Mission.
Okay.
So we did it was on the demo that we released. It's not the greatest recording, but that's
Yeah.
going to be one of the songs that we're going to be re-recording and reissuing on this next batch of songs we're doing within the next couple months.
Why are you coughing so much?
I don't know. My throat is dry.
My throat is also dry.
Are you too sick?
No.
No.
You didn't sound confident.
Are we supposed
I
to be
work
confident?
around a lot of people, so
Great.
fuck those.
Great.
But
I was outside in the
I
cold a
feel
lot the
okay.
past 2 days. That could be it.
Me too.
Okay.
So
Always in the cold.
it's very possible.
Okay. Just check it. Just check it.
Yeah.
But yes, the sunglasses, fucking phenomenal. I definitely recommend. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to ask because you guys are younger than me. Pins.
Pins?
Yeah.
Pins are making a comeback.
Yes, they are.
That's fucking crazy
Every
awesome.
fucking kid that's like in the punk scene has like a battle vest or whatever,
Okay.
where they're putting a bunch of pins and patches and shit on there.
Okay.
You know,
It's all cyclical.
the shit I wanted to do when I was like 15, but didn't for some reason.
Okay.
That was
So that's
an
kinda
80s
cool.
thing.
Yeah.
The cut off jean vests with the patches and the pins
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. All right. So, when's the next show?
So yeah, the next one is in Clifton, Dingbats, with the Money the Bear, Disaster Piece, and Husk. That is January 21st. It's a Sunday.
Okay.
So that'll be the first show of the year.
Perfect.
And it's going to be off the hook. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Bunny the Bear. They're like some strange like techno metal crossover, and it's some really, really cool, interesting music, and the energy is just unmatched. Like they're one of the coolest, amazing live bands that I've
Yeah, I
ever
never really
seen.
listened to them, but I know Michelle's booked them
Yeah,
a bunch of times. Like,
Yeah, they're-
every time they come around this area, they play for her.
yeah, they're so much fun. They're a ton of fun. Music's really catchy. It's just always a party. We played with them a few times back in the day when we first formed back in like 2013. So it's actually like me and Harry are like original guitar players of STFU, and when we rejoined, we brought Cleo because I knew Cleo from some other bands that she played in Lost Years, and then our friend Kyle, we hit him up, and it kind of just like
all clicked.
clicked like way better than it ever has before, and like we all get along great. And another thing this time, so like I was actually listening to the one pod you just did with Figured Out, and how they were talking about their songwriting process, and normally how it's just one person that'll bring a song to the table and be like, hey guys, here's this, let's play it. Like these last handful of songs that we've written, like I'll show up with one riff, and then Harry will start playing something. And then Cleo's like, hey, we should do this. And then Kyle's like, hey, we should do this. So it's not just like one song that's been collectively been written by one person. Like these songs that we've been writing have been written by all of us
It's like a true melting pot. Yeah.
on the
That's good.
spot. And like the stuff we've been coming up with is just like insane. Like the newest song that we're working on now, it's like unlike anything that we've written before. I'm pretty sure like every band says that. Like
And then
Well,
it ends
it's
up sounding
very
exactly
different for
the
you,
fucking
so-
same.
yeah. So like it went from like this pop punk metalcore sound to like this metalcore
Emo.
new metal
Definitely a lot of emo in there.
emo Glassjaw, Deftones
Yeah.
sound. So it's really evolved from where it first started.
It's cool. I've always been a big Deftones fan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very
band.
spacey. Like we have those spacey, heavy, atmospheric parts. The vocals are getting a little wacky.
Yeah.
So it's getting way more experimental.
Expensive.
That too. Yeah. And like, honestly, like, so all of our tastes in music are so different. Like me and Cleo are kind of on the same level. Like mathcore, folk punk, pretty much anything that sounds cool.
Folk punk.
Oh yeah.
Anything that sounds cool and bad.
What
Yeah,
is
pretty much.
mathcore? Just like, I'm old. I
The
don't know.
Dillinger Escape Plan.
Yeah, you're gonna
It's
have
like
to give me
super-
like a
No,
description
it's like
of what
super,
the fuck
it's
that
like
means.
think like Dream Theater, but even more like where it's like crazy time signature changes.
Oh, is that why it's
fast.
called
yeah,
math?
real
90s.
fast.
'Cause you have to
super
think
technical. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got into that shit so heavy when I was like 16 years old, and I haven't been the same since.
Okay. Okay. I mean, that's cool. That's different.
Well, you want the prime example of that is Lateralis by Tool.
Yeah, literally
The
that.
whole
but,
song, the
like,
entire song,
heavy.
vocal structure, lyrics, and time signatures all go to the Fibonacci method, which is a math method.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Those fucking nerds.
Just imagine the time you have to put in to plan all that.
Seriously.
Like we're gonna go.
Yeah.
It's like 1 + 2 = 3, and then 3 + 2 = 5, and then 5 + 3 = it's fuck that.
Yeah, that sounds
Agreed.
like a lot.
Yeah, a little. We're definitely not that complicated yet.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
like we
He
like
says
the
yet.
chaos of mathcore.
Yeah,
more than
and
anything
you
else
can-
of the polymeter stuff, and
You can hear it in some of the
Definitely.
songs. We have some weird mathy parts, and so like Harry Parks it just bleeds metal.
Every time you say that, I always
So-
think you're saying Harry Potter. Go ahead.
So other Harry number 2, or
Harry Potter,
Harry,
yeah.
Harry
two.
Potter. Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. So like this dude just bleeds metal, like Slipknot, new metal bands, like just heavy ass fucking metal. And then here I am with the the sad pop punk,
Yeah.
emo sounding
Fucking Mom
riffs.
Jeans and
Yeah, like-
Blink 182.
And then Harry comes in with this heavy metal, and then we just end up with this strange mashup and like throwing Cleo's unorthodox time methods, and then
I like Mr. Bungle a lot.
and
There's
then
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's where a lot of like my vocal choices
Mike Patton is a
are
genius.
justified.
yeah.
I'm like, what's not as weird as that? Perfect. That means I'm succeeding at not driving too many people away.
okay.
We got to think
Driving-
a lot of
driving
people attempt
just
Mike
enough
Patton, and
people
most
away.
fail miserably.
Yeah,
he's
miserably.
I ain't trying to ape Mike Patton, but I do love what he
Oh,
does.
he's
Yeah,
great.
she's definitely like broken me out of
Yeah.
that comfort zone that I was in with the vocal patterns and the whiny pop punk sound
Yeah.
and like
All the songs are about girlfriends.
yeah, all the ex-girlfriends. Like when we started writing the new stuff, she was literally like, "Is this one about another ex-girlfriend?"
It's like, this is getting kind of weird and misogynist.
Yeah. Like not this time.
We want
And
to.
and now Kyle is just like, "No, guys, we're not doing that. Can we count this like normal human beings?"
Yeah.
No, there you go.
It's in 4. Stay at him. Keep
Yeah,
it 4.
fucking dial it back a little bit.
4 on the floor. That's all we do.
If you don't fucking count to 4, I'm gonna kill this spider.
I'll do it. I swear.
That's it, motherfuckers. Oh my god. Well, by all means.
Well, real quick, I want to touch on your another project with my buddy Chris.
Oh yeah, we Stenchel.
Yeah.
So this is again back to the mathcore. Like Chris is like an elder emo, okay? Like
Elder emo?
Yeah, like Sciatia, Orchid, Page 99, Jerome's Dream, Rites of Spring. Like really into the screamo early 2000s scene, and like the way Stenchel came about was kind of just a joke. I forget where we were, but like we saw there was like a menu board and it said Fruit Donut on it, and he's like, "Yo, we should start a grimy punk band and call it Fruit Donut." And I'm like, "All right, I'll bite. Let's try this." And we started jamming with my brother John, and it we were trying to write some stuff and it didn't work, and then I started messing with all these weird effects on my pedal and like messing with these really high gain guitar tones, and like we started to create like this melodic, noisy, heavy, sad project, and like it's been a lot of fun, and we are currently on the board. We're working with a new drummer currently, so we're hoping to have the EP that we started recording a couple months ago wrapped by like the end of January, February, and we are working on some new stuff too. But yeah, Chris is awesome. Like another person that I really love and has became a really good friend of mine. And like it all started like with music and like this having the same taste in music. So like, at least for me, like growing up, that's all I was into was music.
Yeah.
Like I was a fucking nerd. Nobody wanted to hang out with me.
Yep.
Like that kid's fucking weird. And then I started going to shows and like started
you
making
found
friends.
your people.
Yeah, and like exactly. So like just the relationships and like that making music with another human being, which I'm sure you know, like is a very intimate, amazing process. Like when you're writing about things like, you know, death, suicide, ex-girlfriends.
Especially ex.
Well, yeah, when you're in a band with somebody, you almost become like a brother. You know,
Yeah.
it's a very close relationship.
Yeah, seriously.
Except this guy, I fucking hate this guy.
I don't look at you as a brother.
Oh, that's fucked up, man.
He fucking hates Texas and Asbury Park.
He does.
I don't care
you
about
can hate
Texas.
Texas.
I can care less about Texas.
I'm gonna keep hating Texas.
Oh, that's fine.
Because I only bring it up because at one point he had reached out to me about playing bass, but I don't have the time.
Yeah.
I got so many things going already between work.
I mean, you
and
could barely
school
count to 4 anyway, so what the fuck are you
I
gonna
know,
do?
right?
It's like that Psycho Stick song.
I love Psycho Stick. I still say that they are one of the most underrated bands
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
they take
they're
themselves
cool.
as a joke, so nobody like takes them seriously. But they are phenomenal.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they're awesome. Definitely a lot of fun. And like that's another thing that at least we're about. Like
Yeah.
some of our songs a lot of our songs are sad and heavy.
Yeah, they're pretty.
For sure, but like
Intense.
we're not serious whatsoever. Like we like to have
Yeah.
fun, and like,
Yeah.
what's the point of doing this if you can't have fun? Because it's
Yeah.
Sure.
by the end of the night we can barely fucking afford a cheeseburger. At least
That's the one thing that if nobody that's like not a musician, like being a musician it's expensive.
Yeah.
Like it really is. Like it drains you
And, like-
physically, mentally, you know, monetarily.
Yeah.
yeah,
If your soul's not in it, it's not worth it.
You know?
yeah.
All right. Well, before we get out of
There you
here,
go. Your soul's not in it.
we this is going to be the last podcast for this year.
Yeah.
We're going to take a little break, and then
Thank fucking
we'll
God.
probably be back like end of January, somewhere in there.
Probably.
Yeah, take a little break for the holidays because we've been going nonstop since like June, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's about time for us to take a little break.
I like that.
I
As you
think
can
too.
tell, we're kind of burnt out.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit. A little bit. And at this point, I think our show will have gone off, hopefully without a hitch,
Probably won't.
at the Manafurkin. The old Manafurkin. Speaking of that, Manafurkin.
Our sponsor.
Sponsor of the podcast. Love those guys.
Love their beer.
Last question.
Shoot.
If you could change one single thing about the local music scene, one singular thing, what would it be and why? What would be the one thing you would change that you think would be the most beneficial? Oh, cracking knuckles. I got this.
So,
Just one thing.
all right. Let me think of how to phrase this. Oh, there's a flamingo up there. I just had to point that out real quick. One singular thing.
One singular thing. It normally racks people's brains for a minute because there's so many things you
Yeah.
could pick.
I think I have one.
It's hard to narrow it down to
So
just
I have
one.
I have a huge love for the
Bless all
hardcore
people.
scene, and I have a huge love for the rest of the New Jersey music scene. I feel like the hardcore scene in New Jersey is so separate from the rest of the music scene, and I think it would be really cool just to see everybody come together and have a good fucking time. That's just me. It's like its own thing, you know, New Jersey hardcore
You gotta
and then
come
New
to our
Jersey
shows.
music.
Our shows, we do a total mixed bag. Like our first show we ever did was a post-apocalyptic folk band,
Nice.
followed by a spaghetti western rockabilly band with two
Nice.
upright basses, and then closed out with a hardcore band.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I love
And
the mixed
everybody
genre
stayed
stuff.
for all the bands.
Yeah, I love the mixed genre stuff, and I just feel like everybody always has so much more fun. There's more room to network, and there's just like it's so cool to see so many different genres and people that normally wouldn't be together come together. So that's just my only thing. Like I love the hardcore scene. I love heavy music, but like normally hardcore bands just play with hardcore bands.
Yeah.
Same
Well,
thing.
it's because it's such a particular scene, and it can be violent.
Yes,
And
100%.
a lot of people, if you're not necessarily into that music, you don't want to inject yourself into that environment.
No, I would hate to take a roundhouse kick to my my stitched up sternum from having open heart
I was a
surgery.
hardcore kid growing up. I know how it is. The late 90s were great for hardcore, like amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's yours?
Honestly, why I was cracking my knuckles, less old heads.
I take offense to that.
Fair enough, but
Why not? We said the same thing.
It's true. It's true.
exactly.
I remember seeing a guy. Well, see, that's why I don't really play that much anymore, because I remember being 24 and playing with like a 40-something-year-old, and I'm like, oh no, it's like, dude, why are you still playing?
What old heads? Like other than we've only played with like.
Well,
one
yeah,
band.
like
just-
define on that more. What's
Yeah.
the whole old head thing? Is that like a thing where it's
I think less of old heads as like, not so much less of those kind of people, more so less of that mentality driving
like the conservative.
people's- Yes.
Okay.
A lot less conservative shit. A lot less.
in music?
Yeah.
There
Oh,
are
okay.
some.
There's a lot.
I don't know anymore, so I don't
There's
know.
a lot of
There's
stuff going on.
There's definitely
Apparently,
a lot
I'm
of
so
hate.
glad I don't do this anymore.
Yeah.
God.
There's definitely like a lot of hate, a lot of prejudice, a lot of racism,
Yeah.
a lot of
transphobia.
Yeah, LGBT stuff going on in the scene, and it's pretty fucking disgusting
In and
because
out of the
like
scene.
we
I
get
mean,
into
it's always been there.
It's always
But
been there.
The
but
old crowds.
But you're saying this in a musical, local music scene. That
I
shit's
think-
still kind of like.
See, but the thing is,
Yeah.
back in
Really?
the 90s and shit, it wasn't like it was today. So people just took it upon themselves to handle it.
yeah.
You know, you can't do that nowadays because you'll end up with assault charges and you're going to
Yeah.
jail.
Exactly. Yeah.
But back then, if somebody was acting like that, you got your fucking ass whooped.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's why.
You know,
like,
you'd be sitting there you say some dumb shit. Next thing you know, you got 10 dudes stomping you out.
Yeah.
We're gonna stomp that attitude
You
out
know,
of you.
that's how it was.
Okay,
But you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not in it. I'll be the first one to tell you. I did my time in
Fair
the
enough,
sun. I
man.
rode off in the sunset. Like I'm cool. Like
Yeah.
that's
Did
news
what
to
you
me.
had to do. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we jam and we put out a single here and there, but we don't play shows. We just
Yeah, I don't.
throw out music just to put it out there for people to listen to.
Yeah.
I think it's also because the range of people who are being, I don't want to say like allowed, but yeah, kind of like allowed by the people who really want things to just be good, for lack of a better term right now. We're not really tolerating as much of like the bullshit. Like you said, like people would get their ass beat, and like you said, we can't do that now. So now it's like, well, you can't come to these shows. These shows are not for you. These shows are for the marginalized. These shows are for people who, who need somewhere to go. Yeah.
I mean,
And also
shows aren't
just hand
selling
that
out or
shit
anything.
to,
You'd fucking want anybody and everybody there.
You should want everybody. in there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Music should be all inclusive.
Yeah.
100%. And there's definitely there's safe spaces in the scene, and there's definitely some spaces in the scene where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here?
yeah.
It's always going to be
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
man. You're never going to get away
Yeah.
from that. It's always been like that. It's always going to be like that. You just got to find your pockets and stick where you can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we do. Like we have a lot of friends in the scene,
Yeah.
a lot of bands that we stick with, a lot of supporters, and and that's where it falls back to that clickiness. It's not
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
anybody really tries to be, but then there's also that group that I'm those big fish in the small
Yeah.
pond of New Jersey.
I think
Yeah.
that's just how humanity is at its core. So I think it just
That's why you
is
gotta
reflective of that.
Break out and break on through to the other side.
Yeah.
STFU, Texas.
There you go. I'm telling you, go play South by, man. It's a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I want to say it's like Asheville, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah,
It's
so
supposed to be huge, and it's like
there's like down in North Carolina, there's like small time promoters that do like 2 to 3 day metal weekends
Yeah,
out in the mountains, just setting up stages in the middle of the fucking woods.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I was down in North Carolina around this time last year, and it was amazing. Like the western part, like closer to Tennessee, definitely one of my most favorite parts in the country that I've been to.
Very cool. All right, well, thanks for coming out. We really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks for having
no
us.
problem. Thanks for having us. It was definitely a lot of fun.
shouldn't have to edit too much out.
Just when you talk.
Please don't.
Where's my button?
You don't know it. You don't know it's.
Oh, Oh, now you're hitting both of them.
That's right. My
We're
daughter
out.
taught me. Bye.